as we were discussing in the previous class, okay, we wanted to create a we wanted to create a VPC which has a public subnet, a web subnet, and a data subnet. Public subnet will be accessible from internet and will be able to uh, access internet. This public subnet will have access to data subnet. Data subnet will have access to will allow incoming request only from this subnet. Okay, but we'll have also connectivity to internet as well. Okay, web sub from public subnet and data subnet can access this subnet. That's all. Okay, now this particular subnet will be able to access data subnet, like web subnet will be able to access data subnet, but public subnet will not be able to access data subnet. So these are the options that we are trying. These are the connectivity that we will be taking care of. Let me quickly create all of those resources. So I will quickly share my screen. Okay, so here I had an extra instance, I think, running from yesterday for some testing. So let me just quickly delete this one as well. Okay, then I'll go to VPC. I'll create a quick VPC here. I'll try to create it via wizard so that we don't spend our time just testing this. One AZ, one public, one private, none. So it will create a public and private subnet automatically for me. It will create a NAT for me. Public one will be public, private one will be web for us, and then we'll create a data one also. So that option right now is not available in this to add. Okay, so what we'll do is once it is ready, we'll go ahead and attach a new subnet. That's going to be pretty quick. NAT gateway creation and activation takes a bit more time. By that time, I can go ahead and quickly create my VPC. Like VPC is already created here, if you see. Okay, all I need is.
Sorry, have you covered NAT instances also earlier?
I have not covered NAT instances. I've covered NAT
Okay.
gateway.
Okay.
Let it finish. I want to rename all of these resources because I don't want the naming convention to be public and private. I want them to be web and data. Okay, so this is going to be my data. Data 1 AP South 1. Okay, but this says NACL. I'm not talking about NACL. Okay, yeah, NACL because it has NACL in the word in VPC, right? VPC name because we are testing NACLs. Okay, subnet. So it is DevOps course NACL. That is my VPC name. Then subnet data 1. Why? Because there can be more subnets in different availability zone. It also has an availability zone given there. I'll check the options that they have selected for this. Okay, 128 and okay. I'll take this one or I can take this one. I can take any one of them. So I'm selecting this subnet for now. Sorry, this CIDR for now. Okay, and create a subnet. This is all my data subnet needs. My data subnet doesn't have internet connectivity, nothing. Okay, I'll see the route table. It's a simple route table which has only local connectivity allowed. Okay, because it is a very, very secured system. Okay.
Sorry, how you decide which should be our cider block range usually?
Okay. Generally it is optional, and it depends on company to company. Okay, I have decided that in my subnet, maximum it is going to be these many IPs. So I want maximum these IPs in one
Mm,
subnet. I don't want more than that. So I'll just continue using /20. If I
mm,
say that I want lesser, I can do this. Okay. If I want, I can use 22 also. Whichever
yeah.
one I want to use, it's completely my choice. But that
Mm,
also depends upon, I'm not cutting. Like if I'm using /22, I am still leaving some bytes, okay, unused, which I
mm,
don't want to use. So better use 24, 20, 16, and then 32 you can't use. Okay.
mm,
So only 20 and 24 is a better option than 22. 22 is still an option. There are options available. There's 18 also available, but in this you will get these many hosts, but only these many subnets available. You will
mm,
also have to check whether we are not overriding anything anywhere. Okay, or
mm,
we are not um leaving any siders, or leaving any bytes somewhere. Okay, because
okay.
if you see, if I'm saying /18, last byte of this is somewhere like this. Okay, but when it comes to this, it is completely different than
Mm,
what this was. It's just moving this, is just moving this pointer. Okay,
mm, mm,
in the byte segment. So it's better we go in the byte segment wherein we are removing just these last bytes. So when you do /24, you see, you are using this entire byte to update. So you'll get more number of iterations, but lesser hosts, of course, right? In per subnet.
mm. Okay.
So using 20, you are only moving these four. Okay, so
Okay.
your number of subnets will reduce. If you see, there are only 16 subnets that you can create. You'll also have to think that you're not putting everything in one subnet, because just thinking that you have all the subnets and the host in this only, because tomorrow if you want to upgrade, add new subnets and all, you should still have scope of doing that.
Mm, okay.
Okay,
Okay.
because if there is a new AZ and you want to put your thing in new AZ and you don't have any subnet available in the VPC, you can't.
Mm,
And there is no
mm.
option to do it, upgrade it, no option. You'll have to create
Upgrade.
everything new.
Okay. Okay. Got
Okay.
it. Okay. Okay.
So this is a very wise decision that we'll have to take. You'll also have to think about, when we decide these subnet siders, we'll have to decide that we are not coinciding with any other zone or any other VPC in the same account. Why? Because if you are using VPC peering, if you are doing, like, if you want to have like, suppose you want to have a VPN, then how
Mm,
will VPN understand if the siders are same? How will VPN understand whether I want to
yeah.
go here or here?
Understand. Understand.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So
Okay.
never coincide. Try to keep them in like completely different order. You can keep it in a range. That example, if I am using this range, okay, I can get the first and the last IP of this range. Okay. After that, if I want to calculate, I can do, or if I want to do something, next cider I'll choose and make it to this one, so
Mm,
that it doesn't coincide with anything here, because the starting IP is this, which is greater than the last IP of this one. So we are good.
no, understand. But see here, if four or five, it's okay. But as in companies, there will be too many. So there should be. I mean, manually we can't check, right? How usually? I mean, how? What
No,
is
no, no, no,
feasible we
no.
can
It is a manual process only, mostly. What we'll have to do is, we'll have to take this one, then next range, then next range, then next range. There's no automated way to do it.
do?
And generally companies, they have, like, in some of our companies we had a sheet wherein we used to maintain all of this data.
Oh.
Okay. In If you are joining at a high level, as in you're joining at architect level, then it's your responsibility. Okay,
Mm,
to take note of every VPC that is created, and the cider that is allotted to it. Okay, that it should not coincide with the existing cider, it should be this, that, whatever.
mm,
Okay,
mm,
that's why generally whenever we'll do automation, we'll keep this cider thing like separate.
Mm-hmm.
Like you will have to only pass, so that it the control for creating this cider
Mm-hmm.
is with you. We
Oh,
can create subnets and all by cutting, deciding that we'll do use slash 24. So take
mm-hmm.
first slash 24 this one, second slash
Mm-hmm.
24 this one, that we can do. But
Mm-hmm.
we'll not like this VPC cider is something that you will only have to give, because we want you to tell us, okay, that which cider would you like to use, because there's no automated way to calculate it. If I'll have to calculate it in an automated way,
Mm-hmm.
then I'll have to write a script which will go to your AWS account, get all of your ciders, and then suggest some ciders to you.
Yeah, right.
But that suggestion is only going to be based on some data that you have provided. Okay, it
Okay.
cannot be like anything. But
Mm-hmm.
this cider can be anything. Right now it is 172. Tomorrow
Mm-hmm.
I want to change. I want to have, like, in some companies,
Mm-hmm.
for uh, dev, for test, and for prod,
Mm-hmm.
we try to completely change the range so that nobody is confused. So what we'll do is we'll make this as dev
Mm-hmm.
account, dev, all the dev ones are this, okay, or this range 152 range. All the test ones are 10.0.0 range,
Mm-hmm.
and others, and prod can be 192, 192, 168, 192, anything it can be.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Okay, it's more of a manual
more of a
maintenance.
manual, yeah.
Okay, okay. Thanks.
Okay. So when I'm here, we already have a VPC now. We already have, like, all the subnets created. So this private subnet is basically our web subnet that I discussed that day with you. So this is my web subnet, that is my public subnet, and this is my and I have a data subnet. So these are
Data.
all the three subnets that I have. I'll just use VPC. Which one is mine? D6. So these are the three subnets that I have created. So it will have three. It can have same NACL everywhere. Okay. So one NACL attached to everyone. That's possible. Okay. That is what is happening right now. But I'll have to change the association based on the routing that I want. Okay. So I'll go to EC2 instances. I'll go ahead and create EC2. Have you seen all the options that are given to you when you launch this instance?
Yeah, there are quite a few actually. It will ask for fleet and many things. What is actually fleet?
Just a minute.
Okay.
Just 1 minute. This is public. Auto assign an IP. You want to auto assign an IP only? Yeah, I'm attaching a same security group everywhere, so that I don't have to create a security group. Sorry, just quickly creating these
Yeah.
things so that we can test it quickly and start with the next topic. Then we'll come back to all of these stuff that we have created here. It's a very interesting problem to have. Why I'm saying that is because mostly people avoid doing all of this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they will directly go ahead and start creating stuff, start doing all the other Redis, like multi
Mm-hmm.
AZs and other
Mm-hmm.
things, S3s and all of that. But they would avoid this, which is what I am not like, which is why I am building a culture. I want to build a culture here so that whatever you're seeing or whatever you're learning, you do a proper POC around it,
Mm-hmm.
saying that what if I do this, what if I do that. If you do this now, it will give you a better control over everything.
Mm-hmm. That these are the basic, I think, core, right? VPC, EC2,
Yeah, this is pretty basic one.
and core services.
Yeah, Wait, did I change to web subnet? So I have three instances, one public, one web, and one data. This web is in, if you want to see where is it in, you can come here in this. So I accidentally put it in incorrect subnet, so I'll have to probably delete it. That's what I was thinking, that maybe I did miss out to some option when I was creating all of this. All of this is going to be very easy when we'll be doing it via some automation tool,
Automation.
but it is going to be like just just it's going to take an effort to build that automation tool, but you don't have to come here, select any option, and if like this issue that we just now had, that I selected a incorrect subnet and all of this is a very normal problem that happens even in companies too. Okay, so
Okay.
that's why people avoid doing all of this here, but would do it via like bringing up like some automation tool around that. Okay, so now we have data, we have public, and we have one more that is pending, that's web. Okay, you can come here and check the networking option. This is in web, this is in data. Okay, and this should be in public. Where is it? Did I select more than one or what?
It is terminated.
Oh, sorry, I just missed that point. Okay, so this is VPC and this is my public subnet. So I'm correctly placed in all the subnets. Okay, I can come here and I'm using Ubuntu systems. You can use any systems. It's agnostic
Mm.
of whichever system you create it. Okay, like if you create Red Hat, it's going to be like same for that. For Ubuntu, same for that. It's
Mhm.
not going to impact it. But only thing that you'll have to think about is, okay, only internal network is allowed in this one. So I'll have to enable all traffic. Okay, I'll have to allow SSH from everywhere so that I can do it. Now here, all of these instances, all the three instances have the same security group, which means SSH is allowed from everywhere. Although, but you will no longer be able to reach it. Why? Number one, some of them are there in private subnets, so of course they will not be available directly via internet. Okay,
Mm.
let me downloads DevOps copy. So from public subnet, I was able to connect to data subnet. Okay, this is
Mm.
data. Okay, and let's check with with web also whether I'm able to connect to web subnet. Yes, so I'm able to connect from public. If you see connectivity from public, I'm able to reach web. From public, I'm able to reach data. Okay,
Okay.
let's first, okay, always try to do things first thing first. Okay, what I want is public should be able to access web, public should not be able to access data. Okay, you're getting my point, right? Public subnet should be able to access
Done.
resources in web subnet but not in data subnet. Okay,
Yes.
so we'll go ahead and create a NACL for we generally avoid doing this NACL thing here because we should be adding it in the end, but let's.
So yesterday I was trying out. I was giving just for this inbound. Either you for SSH, as in you give SSH better, or like custom TCP also can be given, right? So which one usually? I mean, custom TCP means for not only it will work for others also. So if you want SSH, particularly give SSH only, correct?
Generally they have given an option, okay, for adding all of this. Like here they have given option for SSH, SMTP and others, okay, but SSH itself is not a protocol, okay.
Mm.
Protocol is TCP only,
TCP only, yeah.
okay. Port is 22,
Okay.
okay. So if you write custom TCP port 22 and that is also same only.
Same only.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
So now what I've written is 22, or let me take all traffic allowed from web subnet. Now where is my web subnet? Let me go to this VPC. Okay, this is my web subnet. So my web subnet CIDR is something that I want to allow. Okay, all traffic from my web subnet allow. Okay, all traffic from public subnet deny.
Yeah, right.
Allow this needs to allow and this needs to deny. Okay, let's save the changes. Now ideally I should not be able to reach data machine from here, okay, until unless I attach it. So let me associate it to data, save changes. Okay, now it is associated. You got the point?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I am in EC2 again. This is my data subnet, the data machine. I would like to connect to this data machine from my public machine. This is my public machine. Okay. It will not connect. If I want to check connectivity, I can use this also. This will give me a faster response than that. No. So it is not allowing the connectivity itself because NACL is blocked it. Now I will try to go to web subnet from here again. Then from web, I'll try executing this command. Okay. Wait. Now, whatever NACLs you write, generally outbound will give all. Okay. So make sure you give outbound before trying anything. Okay. Because if you don't give outbound, there is a possibility that inbound is given, but outbound will still not work. Okay.
Yeah.
So I am in this subnet. I am testing it. 22 is allowed. Let me try the same command here. It is still not allowed. Wait. Sorry. I think I accidentally gave the same IP as the machine's IP. It should be this IP, right? Still allowed. Okay. If you want, I can show you and I can SSH into that system also. Okay. So what I'm trying to say here is I'm able to achieve what I wanted to achieve from public subnet. I can access web subnet. From public subnet I cannot access data subnet. Okay, web subnet can still access data subnet. Okay, let me try it out. Okay. You guys got the point, right? It is a bit complex than generally people do.
Mhm.
Okay. But I want you to understand these complex problems so that other problems are easy for you. Okay. You
Yeah.
don't have to worry about, okay, how we will do this or that, because it's, you have already completed or tested a complex, like a far more complex problem than that. Okay. But only thing that you'll have to understand here is the architecture. Okay. If you are able to understand the architecture there also, you will be able to do it.
Okay.
Now from web, I am in data now.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Now I want to, my web can still connect internet. Yes. Let me go to data. My data will not be able to connect to internet because anyways it doesn't have NAT.
Mm.
Okay.
Yes.
Even if it had NAT, it will not, it will make no difference. Okay.
Mm.
So that's what I wanted to do. Now I can, this is what I wanted to apply on the data subnet. That's it.
Okay. Got it.
Now web subnet can still access internet. Okay. If you want, I can apply some rule on this data subnet as well, that on this web subnet as well, that only DevOps course NACL, wait, web. Okay. Yeah. What I was saying is that we can apply some rules on on this also, saying that only web subnet and public subnet can access me, no other subnet can access me. That's what we wanted to do initially.
Yeah.
Okay. Now instead of this, you can give all traffic, you can give particular port, whatever you want to do. Okay. Now we don't want to give all traffic from everywhere. But if you give this, we'll have to check whether we are able to reach to internet also, because we should be. Let's see. Okay. Now I'm back here. This is my public subnet. So public subnet should be able to access it. And data subnet should be able to access it. I think we can say internally it should be reachable. What do you say? As in, if there are more subnets, other subnets should be able to reach this one. Yeah.
Mm.
Only data is the problem, na? Other things are still fine. So I can do this. That now I have, what I have done is I have allowed connectivity from anywhere internally. Okay. External connectivity was anyways not there. So I think like it is going to not make much impact. Okay. Although, but you can test it out. Okay. Because whatever we are adding right now is not being making much impact, but the data one definitely made an impact. Okay.
Okay.
Now I am in this subnet only. Okay. This is my public instance. From my public instance, I'm trying to reach my web instance, which should be allowed. I'm able to do that. From my web instance, I should be able to reach google.com, which I'm not able to reach now because I've blocked connectivity incoming request from anywhere else. Only public can reach me. Public instance. So internal connectivity is only there. Outside acknowledgement and return of the request is not allowed. That we'll have to think about. Okay. And it is able to reach data. So interconnectivity is there, but internet connectivity we have kind of lost because of this.
Yes.
Okay. Because of this rule specifically, because we have allowed only source this and nowhere else. Okay. Ideally, it should still come to my NAT gateway, and from NAT gateway it should be coming to this one. So NAT gateway is anyways there in the same network. Okay. Anything else, guys? Anything else? Any questions so far?
Yeah, I think all good.
Okay, this is outbound. I have allowed everything. Yeah, it is coming in from this only. It is allowing only these IPs and these IPs. But source can be different in this case, which is why it is not able to do that. Okay. Cool. No questions?
Yeah, all good.